So this is going to be the final part of our microservices architecture. And I'm going to show you what we are going to be doing today. Today we are going to be working on displaying the Hystrix dashboard. Hystrix dashboard helps you to see the problems or the fallbacks that has happened along the line in your microservices. So you're able to see what failures have occurred, where these failures have occurred, and what needs to be done. So basically, we can just go to the step-by-step tutorial page so that I can show you what it looks like. So I'm moving on to part 4. So now everything is working perfectly well. We've completed the 2 servers, the web, the product web, and also the Angular UI application. So basically, we are going to be working on this place. Let me show you how the dashboard looks like. So this is how the dashboard looks like. I've already did a demo of this in part 1. So now let's just do the step-by-step now and create that and be able to view the dashboard. Again, I'd like to recommend you subscribe to my channel. If you've not subscribed, hit on the subscribe button below. And if you have any challenges, do let me know. There's also a subscribe on this website so that when I make a new lesson on this website, you get notified immediately. And if you have any issues, I'm right here to help you solve it. And all right, so I would like to first shut down all the services for now so that we have our system runs a bit faster. So I'm going to shut down all the services. So one thing you want to realize is when we need to view the fallback, the Hystrix dashboard, a user interface on the web, we need to make some changes to the application, and we are going to make these changes on the product web, on the web application. So we are going to change the way the application interacts with the 2 servers. The UI remains the same. We are changing the way the web interacts with the 2 servers, the primary and the secondary server. So let's see. I would like to recommend, instead of tampering with the existing product web, let's create another product web that will contain these modifications. This will contain a lot of copy and paste from the existing product web. So let's just create a new one. Let's not tamper with this one. And all these applications, you can find them in my GitHub repository, and you're able to use them for free. So let me go to File, New Project. I'd like to follow the step-by-step at this time. So the new project window opens up. Let me just shift this. So I'm going to call this Product Web 2. Product Web 2. That's the name of this project. I think one server is still running. I'm going to try to look for it. This one. Okay, let me fill up this first. So the group is going to be the same. com.kindson the genius. com.kindson the genius. And the artifact ID now is the name of this new product web. So I'm going to call it product web 2 or web 1, either way. And now the description is going to be product web for Hystrix dashboard. Right, so that is what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to click on next. Let's see the procedure right here. Okay, so for now, we are going to use just say web, so we can add Spring Web. Spring Web, should be this one. Maybe we'll add Lombard, I don't know, but I think this should be fine. So I'm going to go next. So if we miss out any dependency, we can add it along the line manually. So the instruction says create a new project. First, create a new project. That is what I'm doing right now. And the location of this project I'm creating is going to be the same location of the other 4 microservices we already built. So it's going to be here, Hystrix demo, and it's going to be product web 2. Product web 2. That's the directory for this project. I'm going to hit on finish, and I'm going to say yes. So just to new window. Let me just make sure that I have all the projects complete in the same directory. So let me see. So you can see the directory containing all the projects. You can see there are 5 different projects. All these microservices, make no mistake about it. If you succeed in doing this, then you can create microservices. A full stack software engineer you are, an excellent one. And make no mistake about it, this is really not easy. So don't give up when you meet challenges. Try to find the solution, even if it takes you a few days. Try to find the solution, solve it, and keep moving. That is how we do it. So we have this product web 2 microservice. Now we are saying that we need to add certain dependencies. First, we need to add a Spring Cloud dependency, and the Spring Cloud dependency I would like to add will be Hoxton.m3. Sorry, the Spring Cloud version will be Hoxton.m3. So I'm going to come here. One thing you can do after you succeed here is to try to add these dependencies at the point when you are creating the project. So at the point when you are defining the artifacts, you go to the next screen, you can use a wizard to select the dependencies and then add it from there. So I'm going to simply copy the Spring Cloud version and place it in the properties section right here. My system is kind of being slow right now. Okay, so this is fine. And next, I need to add 2 more dependencies, and that is Spring Cloud Starter Netflix and Spring Cloud Starter Netflix Dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to copy these 2 dependencies and I'm going to add them in the dependencies section right here. I would like to add them right here. Okay, and next, you need to open the Spring application and annotate the Spring application with this annotation. So I'm going to annotate with this annotation. So I'm going to copy. So I'm going to go to the src main Java from the Titan the GNU. So open the base application here, and you are going to add these annotations just at this point. So all the annotations you are going to add will be, for some reason this thing is not messing up. Here's so in this new design, recall that in the previous architecture, we added a fallback to the product service proxy. So if a call is made to the product service proxy and the call was not going through to the primary server, then there'll be a fallback to the product service proxy, product alternate service proxy component. And this product alternate service proxy component is going to route through the product alternate service proxy to the secondary server. In this new design, we are going to remove the fallback from the product service proxy. It's better I show you the new design. This new design will remove the fallback from the product service proxy. The fallback will now be handled by the component class. So the fallback will not be handled by the proxy, but by the component. The normal method uses product service proxy to connect to server 1, while the second method uses the alternate proxy to connect to server 2. That's how it was before. You will annotate the method with @Hystrix command. Okay, I just have to go to this place so I can show you the architecture we are talking about. It should be Hystrix modified. It should be this. This should be it. So take note of what is happening here. In the previous method, this one, you can see that from the product service, we're able to connect to the fallback component, which is the Spring Cloud. But in the new one, we are going to connect from the controller, as you can see, the thin client, and this will actually connect to the component. So the controller is actually going to delegate everything to the component. So the component will now handle whatever failures occur. if a failure occurs in the component, it's now going to change whatever proxy is using. So the component, you have duplicate or have redundant methods or duplicate methods. Each of the methods in the component will be two. One of them is a fallback method and one of them is a normal method. So all this happens right inside the component. There will be two methods for each, a fallback method and a normal method. The fallback method is what is the method that is used. For instance, we get all product, we get all product, get all product two. So if this method fails, the second method will be used. So it's better you just see exactly how it is in the real application. So let's go here. Let's go to this place. So now this is a component class, how it looks like at this point. So we'll still need the proxies. Let's go copy the proxies across. So let's go. So we need the proxy, but now the proxy, they are not handling the fallback, right? So what is handling the fallback is a component classes. So I'm going to product web right here. So I'm going to, I actually hate doing this. Anyway, let me just copy the product service. Okay, let's do it this way. Copy. Okay, I'm just going to open the two side by side because I'm not going to be typing anything. I'm going to do copy and paste from the existing product. Just open the previous one, which should be this one. All right, and open the second one, which will be product web 2, which is this one. So I have them side by side. So I'm simply going to be copying and pasting. So let's start with the first one. I'm going to first create the API. So there is a package API. And this API is going to contain the product service. So the service is simply a method that exposes an interface that exposes the method that is available for the client. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy it, copy, and then paste it right there in the API. So let's copy everything across, and later we make the corrections. Then let me create the package first. Clients. So these are the clients. I'm going to paste them as well. And we're also going to do the components. So I'm going to create a package for it. Components, because there could be more than one component. So let me just copy this. And we also need the controller. So I'm creating a package for it. Controller. It could be controllers because there could be more than one, but for now, let's just take it this way. This copy and paste. And finally, we need the model. I'm going to create a package for it. All right. So the package is going to be named models. Okay. And I'm going to just copy and paste as well. So after now, we simply focus on trying to, copy and paste. All right. So we have everything copied across. Let's now focus on making the changes that we are talking about. And to make these changes, let's keep the web page open where we have. So let's start with the API. There is a product service API. First, I'm going to do file, save all. Going to correct this. Actually, this ID can be a problem, but let me save all. Okay. So let's start with the service. So the service, the product service right here, it remains the same. product class. So product service remains the same. Now product service proxy at this point will not contain any fallback. So we are going to simply remove this fallback from the product service proxy. Okay, perfect. So we have these two proxies still connecting to where they connect. That is fine, but they are not handling fallbacks. They are just proxies connecting to different servers. There's no fallback to them. They are just there. Now, product alternate service proxy component now have to change. The name is not going to be product alternate service proxy component. It's simply product server component. Simply connects you to the server. Whatever server is available, it connects you. It's not alternate anything. It just handles connecting to all the servers available, right? So that's a change. The product server component handles the routing, handles the fallback, and handles connecting to different servers. Of course, to connect to any server, you need to go through a proxy. Just keep that in mind. So let's call it product server component. Product server component. So this is what handles the. Again, I'm going to rename the file. Okay. So the product server component now has 4 methods. Okay. So we have get all product. We have get all the product, right? So, but the get all product is now a Hystrix command that can handle fallback. So it's now the fallback is handled in a granular level on the method basis. So I'm going to copy this. This will now be the content of the product server component, like so. We have these components. So we need to auto-wire the two services. We need to auto-wire the two proxy services into this class so that they can be used. So I'm going to create 2 private member variables of this class of the type proxy and alternate proxy. So I'm going to say private product service proxy. So we are going to actually be focusing on the product alternate service proxy component, which we say this is no longer product alternate service proxy component, but product server component, because it now handles the negotiation or the fallback. So, and actually that makes our work a little lazy. So I'm going to call it product server component, product server. So this now is responsible for handling fallback, because now it's not alternate anything. It simply connects to the two servers by itself using any server that is available. So I think this should be product web 2, whatever. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to take out everything in here so that we don't have any issues. Okay. Okay, so okay. Let me just make sure everything is okay. So this should be product service proxy, product alternate service proxy. So the program should be coming from here. So we're going to take out all of this. So we are going to have the right import. So in this case, logger.get logger should be, it should be product server component dot class. Okay, this is a logger. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do now, we need to wire in the two proxies. So this component is going to make use of the two proxies. So we're going to wire them in. So I'm going to say private product service proxy, product service proxy, private product alternate service proxy, product alternate service proxy. And then we are going to do a constructor injection. So I'm going to kind of put the given me, yeah, we need to add a constructor parameter for these two beans here. And we'll wait for a second. It's going to add the constructor parameter. All right, good. Okay, so this is what we have, and I'm now going to auto wire this. I'm going to say at auto wired. Okay, great. But now there are methods that we have to implement, and we have to implement the methods specified in the product service property. So let me just get this right. This class implements product service. I'm going to go back to the architecture, and we see that this guy here uses the tool. So it doesn't actually implement any of them. It implements this guy here. It implements this guy. And it uses this tool because they are injected into it to connect to the two servers when it needs. But when it comes to implementation, it implements the two methods exposed in the product service. So I hope you get it. If not, just let me know. Maybe I can clarify. Now we have an error because we need to implement these two methods defined in the product service. And to do that, I simply place my mouse and say implement methods, and I say OK. All right, now we have two methods. Why do we have this error? Okay. No beans of type product alternate service proxy, Okay. So at this point, we have get all products and get all product and get product. Now this component, product server component, is handling fallback and is handling it on the method level, meaning that we have to include alternate methods for each of the methods we have must provide a fallback method. So that means that we need to copy this two, and I'm going to copy this two and then paste it here. So we are going to change the names because you can't have two methods of the same name with the same parameters. So I'm going to say this is get all products and this is get all the products, and this should be get the product. Okay. So now we need to tell Hystrix that when this method fails, you have to use the second one. When this method fails, you have to use the second one. And to do that, you are going to annotate this with Hystrix commands. Hystrix command and specify fallback method is equal to get all the product. So it's as simple as this, and the same thing goes for the second one. I'm going to just copy it and paste it right here. And the fallback method is get the product. Okay. So what do we return here? We are going to return. So for the method, for the first method, we are using the first proxy. For the alternate method, for the secondary method, we are using the alternate proxy. So we use the proxy in the first one, alternate proxy in the second one. So I'm going to say product service proxy dot get all product, and in this one, okay. This one is going to be product alternate service proxy that get all the products. So here we use this, here we use this. I'm sure you understand it. I'm going to say products service proxy dot get product and specify product ID, and this one is going to be product alternate service proxy dot get product ID. We're going to take out the override from this. All right, so this should be fine. This should be fine. I'm going to save everything. I'm going to save everything to save all. Why do we have this error? So it says should be declared in a file name. So let's just change the file name. Let's product server components. I'm going to go to more actions and say rename file, and this should be fine. Okay. So file, save all. Okay, save all. That is fine. Finally, we need to now work on the controller because you can't do without the controller. If you go back to the architecture, this is the controller, which is this little part here. This little part is not doing much. It's simply delegating all the call to the product server component, which is what we just worked on. We completed this work, and this is going to delegate all the work to the product server component. That's all it needs to do. So I'm going to go to product controller. Okay, now we don't need okay, so what we need here is the product server component. That is what will be used. Products. Let me just take out this so that we don't have errors. So what will be used now is the product server component. So I'm going to say product server components, product server component, and we want to do the constructor injection. Okay, perfect. We are going to throw out the unnecessary import statements that are giving us errors, so I'm going to take them out. Okay. This one, REST controller, is fine, cross origin fine, and not sure we have all these enable clients. Not sure we need it, but for now, let's leave them. Okay. So what we are going to use here to return the items, we are simply delegating everything to the product server component. So this is going to be product server component.get all products, and this is going to be, give a second, let's import this class. And this is also going to be product server component.gets product. Okay, that is fine. Let me just verify, because I already have done this before. Let me just verify so that I don't run into unnecessary errors when I start running this application. So I really want to check, do we need this paying client here? Okay, for now we can just leave everything the way it is. So hopefully you understand how the architecture works. We can go ahead to test. For now, let's just test, just to make sure everything is fine. Let me start up one of the servers, and then we go to start the server one. So I'm starting product server one, and then I'm going to start our web application right now. Okay. So, and maybe we can start the, oh, but we need to check the port where this is running. Let's go to, so we actually didn't set any port, meaning that it's going to run at port 8080. Let me just see. See. Okay. Okay. I think we. Okay. Let's just. Let me set the port to be 8092 because we use 91. We have 90 server. The port equal to 8092. So it's 8092, but the client will connect to it at 8091. So let's leave it at 8091. And okay, let me just set the application name. Spring.application name is equal to product web 2. All right, so we need to specify something. You can see this error that is coming. So to correct this error that is saying there are 2 beans, because of course there are 2. So I'm going to say main.allow bean definition overriding to be true. Okay. Okay, perfectly well. So I'm going to save file. One thing I'm not doing right is that I'm not looking at the step-by-step anymore. But for you, try to make sure you focus on looking at the step-by-step. Okay, so everything should be fine here. Yes, so this configuration you need to actually add, and that is what I've added a few of them. But let's just run the application just to make sure it's working perfectly well. And then we have to talk about the Fame client. No, we are going to talk about the Hystrix Dashboard. Okay, so so you see 8091 is already in use for some reason. Okay, so let's go ahead to use 8092 to file, save all. I'm going to run the application now. And at this point, I'm also going to start up the product server 2. I'm going to start up the product server 2. Server 1, 8081, server 2, 8082. My product web 2 is running at 8092. Okay. So let's see. All right. So this is where we are looking at right now. I think everything went fine. So we started on port 8092 perfectly well. And our product exposing two endpoints you can use beneath the actuator. You can see it right there. And let's see. Let's check every other one. So this is product server 1. Product server 1 started as well. Port 8081. Let's check for product server 2. Product server 2 is starting at 8082. And then our Angular UI app, let's go to start it as well. Angular UI app is starting itself for some reason. So this is really very funny. I was thinking I stopped it. So why is it starting itself? But it's okay. We didn't make any change to the Angular UI app. It's going to remain the same. So everything started perfectly well. 8081, 8082, 8092, and 809. Oh no. The Angular UI now will access the product web 2 at 8092. So let's go to product web 2, 8092, and we are going to Angular UI, and we are going to the HTTP client service, and we are going to change the port to 8092 here. Okay. So my system is kind of slow. 8092, and I'm going to save file, save all. So everything should be fine. Everything should be fine. Okay. All right. So it's recompiling. That is fine. So let's go to the browser now and try to access our product web 2. And hopefully it's going to fetch some data from product server 1, which is located in US, hypothetically. And later, I'm now going to show you how to display the Hystrix dashboard. And that's the most interesting part because we can actually see what is happening under the hood. This is working, so I'm going to go to this place and it's refreshing, and it's going to pull the product from the US, and that is fine. This is perfectly well. It's pulling the product from the US. As you can see, location here is US. I'm going to the product server 1, the primary server, and I'm going to shut it down. This is our primary server. I'm going to shut it down here. I've shut it down. And if I go back to the web here, to the UI application, I refresh, and it's going to move from US to India. As you can see, the location changes right here to India, right? Just fine. Hystrix dashboard, that's the next thing. Let's just fix it. Now, for you to enable the Hystrix dashboard, it's really very easy. So let me just show you what to do. That you do in the product web, which we call product web 2. So we are going to say management dot endpoints dot web dot exposure dot include equal to star equal to Hystrix stream. You can also say port to start, so it allows if it's running a different port. So let me just put a second line, management the endpoints dot web. Okay, so this is something that I don't like. So let me just copy and paste it. It's not giving me IntelliSense because I already did it, so it doesn't expect me to type it a second time. So let me put Hystrix here. Hystrix should be 8. Let me comment this one out. Just comment this one out. So let's leave it this way. Let's also set the timeout. So the timeout is set in this way. It's gonna be Hystrix dot commands dot defaults Hystrix. Give me 1 second. Hystrix dot command dot default. I hate typing without an IntelliSense, so I'm going to simply copy it from where I have it and just paste it there. So let me just copy and paste. Okay, so we enable train Hystrix enable true, and then we set the timeout to be 6 seconds, so that we can make it 5 seconds or 5,000 milliseconds. And then I'm going to restart product web 2. I'm going to restart it, and I'm going to also restart the server that failed. So I'm going to save file, save all, and then I'm going to just click on restart, and I'm going to stop and rerun. And let's go to server 2 and also restart it to server 1, the primary server. I'm going to start it as well. So the idea now is to look at the dashboard, but take note, the step-by-step is there. I'm not using it because, you know, I have so many screens that are open right now. When we are working with microservices, you actually need a number of monitors. So sometimes it's not easy, but if you become a good microservices professional, then most likely you solve a whole lot of problems. You actually have a whole lot of options on what problems you want to get involved with. Because right now, almost every application that is built or information system is built using the microservices technology. So hopefully everything started perfectly well. So let's go back to the UI and then refresh. So we hope to get from the US, as you can see. But now we want to now view the Hystrix dashboard. And if you look at the step-by-step, it says, if you go to this UI, 8090/Hystrix actually is going to be 8091/Hystrix. So I'm going to paste this right here, Control V. So Hystrix is enabled on the web application. So it's going to be the port where the web application is running. It should be 8092 if I'm not mistaken, /Hystrix. So we should be able to see the Hystrix dashboard right now. But we need to monitor the stream so that when something goes down, we see it goes red. Because sometimes when we have this monitoring, where we have a system where you use to monitor a web farm or some set of web applications, we have the team is called high availability team. So they have a screen. Immediately it pops up red, and they see, oh, something has gone right, and they now go to solve it. So that's what Hystrix is all about. So you have a screen, and then if something happens, something fails, one of the services fails, if it shows red immediately, sometimes it's connected to an alarm triggers, and then it's going to be fixed. Meanwhile, the application will continue to run, only that it has to be brought up, because it's just like an aircraft. Now one engine has failed and it's flying on one engine. That is not an ideal situation, and it has to be fixed immediately. So I'm going to call this product web, and now the stream URL is what I'm going to show you. So the stream URL is this. So I have it on my website, so just copy it and paste it right there. So I'm going to paste it right here. And it's also going to be the same port where the product web is running. So once you do this and just say monitor stream, and it's going to give you the Hystrix dashboard. For now, everything is okay. You see nothing failed, the circuit is closed, get all products is working. But now if something is happening, let's say I refresh, see still nothing is happening. You see it's still one, you see one here, and then that everything is fine, it's green. You go to refresh, and you see it goes back to 0. Well, something goes wrong. One of the servers fails. I'm going to go to product server 1, and I'm going to fill it. And now take note of what happens on the dashboards. Give a second. So take note of what happens on the dashboard when someone interacts with the page. Let me just shift this here so that you can see exactly what is happening. All right. So we have the product UI and someone interacts with the page, and we are looking at the dashboard. Oh, you see, yeah. So you see something is wrong. Meanwhile, the application is still working, but something is wrong. 100% of the traffic is going to the fallback, and that's what we have here. And you can see queue site and a whole lot of things. Now I'm not expert in reading this dashboard. And if you also go to look at the product web 2, you can see that there is a delegation that occurred. Product web 2, yeah, there should be a delegation. So I don't know why. Okay, so it actually pointed out to the Hystrix dashboard. So I really don't know why it doesn't display this in the console. So this here we wrap up on our Hystrix thin client microservices with AngularJS and Angular UI and stuff like that. So we built everything, a complete end-to-end microservice using MongoDB. I hope you enjoyed it. I know you must have some challenges. If that is the case, please leave me a comment. If you want to meet me personally on my social network profiles, meet me and tell me what problems you have. I like solving challenges and I like people who are interested in fixing challenges. And that's how programmers work. We are resilient. We don't break when we meet obstacles. We try to solve it and keep moving ahead. And I want to give you a thumbs up if you got to this extent. The next part we are going to be getting into now will be Eureka. Eureka is a service discovery or a discovery server provided by Spring Cloud. I'm going to be creating a microservice architecture using Eureka, and that will be the next part. Let me just show you because I actually started building up the step-by-step. So let me see, I think I should have, if I go to, oh, we also have ribbon. So let me not mix up things. Digest what we already did with Faint Client and Hystrix, digest it. Let me know how you feel. And then when the next part comes, you get notified, provided you subscribe to my channel. I remain Kind on the Tech Pro, and I'm always there for you.